Hi, I've prepared this little cockpit to talk about a few things I had in my mind and I needed to get off my chest. A couple nights ago, I saw a video called State of the Date Internet by a guy named Jules. Although I didn't see it to the very end, it got me thinking a lot. I knew about the dead internet theory, but you know, every day we get closer to it not being a theory. I would dare say even it's not a theory anymore. It's a reality. And if this moves a lot, I'm really sorry, but I'm very anxious right now, and my leg is moving a lot. Um, but yeah, essentially, I saw that video and it got me fucked up. It got me thinking, you know, about my habits, and I gravitated, of course, towards my future and the fact that I'm almost 20 years old and I'm about to drop out of a university. So, yeah, I I wanted to get a lot of things off my chest right now. I've divided this video in three parts, you could say, where, well, I'll be talking about different aspects of the concept we're treating today. Purpose itself, the meaning of purpose. I looked it up on Google, of course, and the meaning of purpose is to have an intention or an objective. It's a person's sense of resolve or determination, and the reason for which something has been created or why it exists. You see, I've gathered three meanings of the same word, and two of them talk about things, purpose, right? There's only one that talks about the social aspect of this word, which is a person's sense of resolve or determination, right? To have an intention or an objective could mean, a project, maybe, a company, some things that are not human, you know, the reason for which something has been created or why it exists. Oh no, it could mean a sock. If we go to the etymology of the word, is to propose or to intend, okay? Again, it could be related to anything but humans, right? Also, I saw a few references derived from Latin, giving the meaning to put forth or to put forward. Given these facts, I could think the purpose of items, right? More than humans. Of course, this is a question that's been asked far before us, far before me or my grandparents, People were probably debating this where we were just unga unga, And I can really think the purpose of the experience of life itself. I know that there's a lot of debate about we are the universe experiencing itself, but I don't buy that. I'm I'm not buying that at all. I would like to have purpose, you know. For all my life, it's been go to school and then get a job and then maybe have children and die. There's not much more to life than that, For most people, I think. And I think it's not bad, I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good either. I think it's dull. I think it's bland, We can go on to the next part, which is social level, the social level of purpose. What even is purpose to me, And of course, I've criticized the social construct of purpose. Um, but I've not said yet what purpose is to me. I would dare say purpose is the reason why I'm alive. Of course, right? That's like basic. But what I mean by this is what keeps me alive. What is going to keep me alive and what has kept me alive. My purpose for now is the things I love. You know, my friends, my family, music, video games. Something that makes me feel part of this world, And not that I'm just a spectator. Does everyone have purpose? I think not. There's a bunch of people that are lost, and that's okay. I've been lost too, and you could say I'm lost right now, and it's normal because, as I previously said, I'm about to turn 20. It's an age to be lost. What do people think about mortality? Because I'm fucking afraid of it. I'm really afraid of it. I've been afraid of death ever since I was I don't know, 5 or 6. I didn't even grasp the whole concept of it, and I was afraid of it. And that was engraved into my soul, more or less. I think way too many people think of mortality as a gift, and I can see where that comes from. Because, you know, of course, if we had infinite time here, why do anything? All these possibilities in an endless amount of time, you would do nothing. I get that. But also, I think we have way too little time. I I would like to be an architect. I would like to be a computer science major. Well, that I am right now, for now. But I have all these thoughts in my head, all these different plans that I have to choose from and not choose the order in which I will make them. I think it's very sad the fact that we get to live 70, 80, maybe 100 years if you're lucky. People even live less. I don't know. I think people accept death. Um, they embrace the concept. I don't think it's just black on the other side. But it's kind of weird. It's like understanding the fourth dimension from our third dimension view. I'll leave that to another conversation, of course. The last part is the illusion of choice. Are we actually building our own future? And do we have certain power over ourselves? I'm going to go back into the video of the dead internet, okay? And bear with me for a second. If you don't know what dead internet theory is, it's a theory that states that basically a big percent of the internet is just bots. It's filled with bots, and you probably have interacted with bots. As I said before, I don't think it's a theory anymore. A lot of people don't think it's a theory. It's a reality. If you get into Twitter or, well, X, you'll see that there's a lot of bots just answering or replying to people with nonsense. Hey, yeah, I agree. Of course. Yeah. These probably things that don't even relate to the topic. There's this thing about algorithms that, of course, you are what you see, you are what you hear, you are what you think. And if everything you're being fed is not chosen by you, are you actually building your own thoughts, your own ideas? Or do you have a little bit of grasp of what you might be able to think and the algorithm builds your whole mindset? You know what I mean? Maybe our whole minds have been shaped by these companies that don't even want to shape our brains. They just want money and they don't care about what people think. Of course, there's a lot of other people that do care what you think about and they will try to change that. There's no doubt in that. But what I'm going what I'm going for is in case we don't have that free speech, or not free speech, but free thinking, if we can't think for ourselves, truly, we need a computer to do it for ourselves. How can we escape that without living in the woods forever? Because it always, there's someone that says, we'll go live in the woods, right? But is there a chance for us to actually, live with a mind of our own? That's why I deleted social media. That's why I'm trying to avoid it, so that I can be alone with my thoughts. I am alone for the most part of my time, just like I am right now in my house. Yes, I am very well used to it. So I think I will have time to search in my heart and search in my mind for the things that drive me. And I would like to close this video with another concept that is, I've thought about it a lot, and it's manifestation. Something that has come up right now. And a lot of times I have, said, I'm not going to tell anyone because I might burn it. I don't know if that's the right word in English. If I tell a lot of people, it might not happen. So, I don't know. Something has come out that might be huge. And a lot of the times that I've tried to not tell anyone, and I'm sorry. A lot of times that I've tried not telling anyone and just let it flow, it hasn't happened. So I'm going to drive a little experiment, and I'm not going to tell anyone about this. No one. If it goes well, I might as well just share it in any next videos, if there are. But for the time being, it's going to be for me alone.